Hello, welcome to the weekly dose of Emuna for Shabbat Kodesh. Today we're going to talk about Shabbos Kodesh being a ladder to go to heaven, to the world of Kedusha, because Shabbos is a fountain. It's a mayan. It's a fountain from which all the blessings for the entire week come down. That's the great source from which all week long we're sustained through that beautiful fountain called Shabbos Kodesh. And that is the way it was imprinted in the world from the onset of creation. Let's understand the way this world works. According to natural law, there's no way to change the world other than to see it as it being a creation process of 6 days, and then there's another separate day, and that day is the core from which all the additional 6 feed off from. And that's, again, the way that Hashem created the world. That is the main source of Kedusha that feeds us the entire week. If you look at it from a practical standpoint, the koach, the strength to daven, to learn, the inspiration, the vitality, all of that comes only from Shabbat Kodesh. And so many of us don't even have an idea or a concept in our minds to know this, and therefore we unfortunately sometimes don't appreciate the wellspring that comes forth from Shabbat Kodesh. During the week, we all have a schedule. Some are in yeshiva, some are in kollel. There's a structure to it. We learn. The day is packed with Torah and Avodat Hashem and so on and so forth. And then there's the working man. The working man, he goes out, he works, he has time for his family and his friends, he learns some Torah, he davens, of course, and so on and so forth. In other words, there's a set structure to the whole day during the week. And yet Shabbos, when Shabbos comes around, there's unfortunately this sense of there's no structure. I can sort of lounge around a little bit more and eat a little bit more and sleep a little bit more and so on and so forth. What we need to understand is that essentially Shabbos, before Shabbos comes in, there's sort of a ladder of time, a connective link that brings us from Erev Shabbos all the way to Shabbos Kodesh itself. And that's why we prepare and go through all of the mundane, so to speak, activities that prepare ourselves and our homes for Shabbos, cooking, cleaning, and so on and so forth. What happens is that when we enter, if we don't make the preparations in the proper mindset, then it seems to us like we're just preparing for some sort of event, and we go into Shabbos feeling still that sense of mundaneness, as opposed to feeling like we're going into Heichal HaKodesh, to feel like we're going into Kadosh HaKodeshim. Shabbos Kodesh is like Kodesh HaKodeshim. And if you can want to take a comparison, it was the same thing like when you entered in the Beit HaMikdash at the time of the Beit HaMikdash. If you didn't properly prepare yourself, for what you were about to experience, it's like walking into a beautiful, magnificent building, and you see the altar, and you see the animals on the Mizbeach, and you don't really get a sense of holiness. You just see the Kohanim and the Leviim and the Yisraelim, and everyone's sort of going, from place to place in the courtyard. And you don't really get the gist of what it is all about. Therefore, the idea of preparation, preparing us, understanding what is coming down from Shemayim before we enter Shabbat Kodesh, we should understand that those hours before Shabbos is essentially we're given a ladder. We're given a rope, a connective link from which we can go ahead and draw from to slowly enter into that state of mind. Because again, if not, we're going to enter Shabbos and it's going to seem to be that we're completely still in a mundane realm. We're going to eat, we're going to drink, and it's going to look like, nothing really special going on here. So what we need to pay attention to, Be'ezrat Hashem, this coming Shabbos, is to know how to climb onto it. How can I reach heaven? By crossing the bridge and slowly entering into the world of Kedusha as I'm making all of my preparations. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll find ourselves, by the time we light the candles, we'll find ourselves already deep within feeling the sense of Kedusha, of Shabbos Kodesh. Have a great Shabbat.